Так лучше. Звук игры проверил, звук проверил. Привет. Продолжаем прохождение игры The Console. У нас остался один эпизод не пройденный, который мы сегодня пройдем. Микрофон я поменял. Как поменял? Купили мы новый. Китайский с Алиэкспресса, более. Распаковка и обзор будет на канале, который будет вверху в кругляшочке. Можете нажать, смотреть. Но это после того, как я стрим закончу, настрою подсказки. И в описании также об этом микрофоне. Но все равно шумы есть, гриппы, всякие шорохи, поэтому для более погружения в игру я, скорее всего, микрофон буду отключать. Скорее всего, точно. И включать его буду только если будут какие-то интересные моменты, либо что-то, какие-то вопросы будут в комментариях. А так, скорее всего, будет полностью отключен. Стрим продлится, скорее всего, 3-3,5 часа, так как предыдущие эпизоды столько и проходили. Всем приятного просмотра, ставим лайки, дизлайки, комментируем, подписываемся на канал, подписываемся на каналы, которые будут в подсказке. Там будут очень интересные обзоры. Всем спасибо. Смотрим. Да, после этого будет, скорее всего, также какой-то месячный перерывчик, либо, ну, я не в курсе, когда будет следующий эпизод. Он будет скоро. Непонятно, когда скоро. Вот. Сегодня, скорее всего, еще вечером поиграем в Макс Пейна. Игра такая, не особо мне нравится. Практически все книги уже нашли. В предыдущем эпизоде я думал, пропущу, да, они скопятся, эти манускрипты, на следующий раз, а нифига подобного, поэтому делаем вот так вот по нулям. Так, смотрим, что у нас по навыкам. Всем приятного просмотра.
I sense that Mr. Peru is about to surprise us too.
I believed in him. I followed him to the best of my ability. I championed his ideas, defended his decisions, and then, without even realizing it, I became lost.
Now that I've told you everything, you want to take my place, do you? No. I am Emily. You are wasting your time. Louis knows very well how to tell us apart.
Someone had the bang coming from the Duchess's room, and she isn't answering.
Louis, you really must learn to conceal your weaknesses better, if you don't want your foes to use them against you.
Our desire is to steer the destiny of our respective countries for the good of all, and to no longer suffer the random hazards of history.
It is the natural order of things, Monsieur de Richet. There have always been men who govern other men. That is simply the way it is.
History forgets them with a disconcerting facility. No one speaks about them, and yet they whisper in the ears of kings and presidents.
Мой косяк. Ему руку отрубила. Мой косяк, что Делише застрелился.
Filthy swine! I'm going to open this damn door and skin you alive! You're not going to get the better of us!
Mother?
Louis, you've come around. How do you feel?
It hurts. Mother? I can't feel my arm.
Louis, I had to cauterize it with what I could find.
Where's my arm?
We'll get through this, Louis. Don't worry. I think I found a solution. You'll see.
We gotta leave. No, don't put your arm in there.
Louis, we can't leave without it. It's our last chance. I need to see this through to the end. I must do it. We've done it, Louis. Look.
Stubborn as a mule.
Come on, up you get. I'll help you. Easy does it. You've lost a lot of blood.
And now what?
Let's take what we came for.
Давайте послушаем, может на следующий раз у кого-то и не отрубит руку.
Wait, I've gotta know what I did wrong.
That is one fearsome mechanism. In fact, if I hadn't watched you beforehand, I would never have found the right combination.
Tell me, where did I go wrong? The 3 nails? Yes, it's true. They let you open the iris.
Yes, but you still need to find the right theme, don't you? The fresco was a trap. Apart from the fresco, everything pointed to the crucifixion. The things that make it possible to activate the mechanism are associated with the crucifixion. The cross to activate the mechanism, and the nails to choose a date.
What did you do once you uncovered the iris?
I matched the icon of the crown of thorns with the town of Golgotha, where the crucifixion took place.
Well, how did you manage to crack the puzzle?
Then I had to link the crown of thorns to the date of the crucifixion, according to the exegesis. But I failed to understand the first time. With that theme in mind, I chose 26M, which represents the 26th of March. To conclude, I had to use the armillary sphere to find the moon corresponding to the day of the crucifixion, which turned out to be in the first quarter. All that was left to do was to link all those elements on the same axis. But where are we?
I don't know, but we better not hang around. Do you know what we're looking for?
We have to find that weapon. What do you know about the Holy Lance, Louis?
The what?
The Lance of Longinus the Centurion.
Так. Предметы. Эти отрицательные эффекты.
Yes, the centurion that pierced the side of Christ with his lance. That weapon naturally became a holy relic.
Exactly.
Seriously? You don't really believe that fable, do you?
Every fable is founded on true events. I'm not saying that everything adds up, but imagine if it really did exist.
Very well. Now what?
Well, now you know what you need to find.
Pardon?
I have to get to the wharf to prepare our departure. Let's get off this cursed island as quickly as we can. We shall come back when we are ready and armed.
But hang on.
Louis, let's first get to safety. We shall come back when we have the upper hand. Fear not. You take care of getting the lance. It's imperative. I'll take care of preparing our departure.
Hang on. At least tell me everything you know about this lance.
But I have never seen it. There's nothing else I can say, Louis. Well, you can always go snooping around Mortimer's study. I remember seeing paintings of Longinus there.
Hang on a second.
What's the matter?
Why did you shoot Emily's sister?
Do you really think now is the right time for this?
I want to know, Mother. Why did you betray her?
Listen, Louis. I don't think you've really understood my interest in the Al-Azif. It's not just simple curiosity about some old relic.
You tried to kill her.
And I had no choice, for crying out loud. It must not fall into the hands of the demons, or we are all doomed, don't you see? Listen, I don't know exactly what it contains, but I prefer to be one step ahead. If they want it, there must be a reason. And even if I don't know what it is, I want to stop them for safety's sake, no matter what.
Nothing will stop you if I understand correctly. Not
Enough, Louis. If you could see the extent of their power as I do, then you would understand what I'm saying.
All right, we'll do it your way.
One more thing. If they find you in possession of the lance, they won't let you get away with it. Choose only one and hide it under your jacket so you don't get caught with it. Then run and meet me on the wharf.
And if I get caught?
If they catch you in possession of the lance, we're all doomed. Do you understand?
Perfectly.
Good. And go talk to Piaggi. He's the one who probably knows the most about this.
I can see that this lance has a so-called leaf shape. It is made entirely of iron. I can see that the tip is engraved with the symbol of the sun.
Как я понял, здесь получается...
This sarcophagus is engraved with the name of Clemens III. Good God! The one whose cross allowed me to enter. Clemens III. Clément III in French. How come his tomb ended up here and not in the Vatican? This sarcophagus is beautifully made, but ancient. Stone is marked by the passage of time, but it's really well preserved.
Получается, это помещение, в нем лежат куча всяких копий.
I can see that this spear has a so-called leaf shape. It is copper rimmed. I can see the tip is engraved with the symbol of the Eye of Ra.
Короче, надо поговорить с Пьяджи, узнать, из чего металл, картинка.
This one has no name. I wonder who it was for. Well, here we can see this lance has a leaf shape, is gold rimmed, and a fish is engraved on the tip. Flavius Aetius. It was cut a long time ago. You could tell by the rough hacks of the tool and the patina of the stone. This sarcophagus is very ancient. I'd say it's several centuries old. This sarcophagus has been ravaged by time. It's sort of ageless, I guess. It's entirely sculpted. These symbols, these grooves, cuneiform script. This is humanity's oldest alphabet, the language of Babel. Sadly, no one today even knows how to decipher it. There's also some text engraved beneath in ancient Greek, Sargon. Is this the tomb of a king? Judging by all the sculpted symbols of power, this is really ancient. The inscriptions are all eroded. I don't know what those marks mean, but maybe a stone or epitaph. Let's take a look at this lance here. It has a very special leaf shape. It is copper rimmed, and I can see a fish symbol engraved on the tip. I can see that this lance has the shape of a boar spear. The blade is partially coated in copper, and I can just make out the symbol of the Eye of Ra engraved on the tip. I can see this lance has a spear shape, it is copper rimmed, and it has been engraved with the symbol of the Christian fish on the tip. This lance has a leaf shape. It is copper-rimmed. The symbol of the Christian fish is engraved on the tip. The sarcophagus of Lord Mortimer. It's the only sarcophagus in this crypt which appears to bear the Mortimer family name. What ancestor can it be? There's no inscription. Let's see what we can find here. Ha! Great! Now let's see what's inside.
Какое название? Бесцеремонный. Дотошный бесцеремонный.
The sarcophagus of Lord Mortimer.
И закрылся сразу. Круто. Круто. Скорее всего, в ноунейме спит помощник Мортимера, вот этот белобрыс. В саркофаге Мортимера спит Мортимер. Логично. Какие-то монетки лежат. По идее, чем ближе мы к концу, тем больше, походу, нам необходимо быть оккультистом. Я изначально не понимал, нафига этот класс вообще нужен. Теперь я понимаю, что он, скорее всего, один из основных. Будет к концу игры. Так, я, во-первых, потерялся. Во-вторых, смотрю, нет чего-нибудь интересного. FPS у нас хороший. 40, 45. Лупонкин. По идее, можно воспользоваться Википедией. Но лучше найти патриарха. Я неправильно пошел. Но все равно периметром. Так, нет места для золотого эликсира. Эликсир у нас что делает? Кстати. Да, видно, что мы руку отрубили нам. Вашингтон. Что для вас сейчас Вашингтона вообще?
Good evening, Mr. President.
Good evening.
I'm back on the trail of my mother again. I don't have time to explain, but would you know anything about the Holy Lance?
That's good news. But be careful, Louis. You might end up getting noticed.
Do you know anything or not?
No, I regret I don't. But why not ask von Wallner? Theology is his field, after all.
That's an idea. In that case, I'll try and find him.
You are keeping up the good work, I see. But I'm telling you, keep your guard up. Everyone is rather on edge right now.
You're right. Thanks for everything, Mr. President.
See you later.
Monsieur Jacques Perru. Monsieur Napoléon Bonaparte. Duchess Emily Hillsborough. Duke Manuel Godoy. A letter from William Pitt the Younger, a letter from William Pitt the Elder, addressed to Emily. He was the English Prime Minister. This letter dates from 15 years ago now. Dear Monsieur... All right. I've retrieved everything. Great. honey.
Dear friend, please comment.
Monsieur Napoleon Bonaparte. Duke Manuel Godoy. Huh, that's me.
Пойдем посмотрим, что здесь творится. Кто-нибудь нас ждет.
Inferno by Dante. Abandon hope, all ye who enter here.
Lovely lectures Mortimer's giving to his guests. Very jolly. Dear Monsieur de Richet, please excuse me, but
Monseigneur, His Eminence Cardinal Piaggi. The Cardinal's not in his room. I bet he went back to stuffing himself.
Он, скорее всего, наверху.
My dear Giuseppe. Venus and Cupid with a Satyr by Correggio. Innocence and discretion and lechery. Giuseppe must love that. Amber crystals.
Ладно. Пойдем наверх, значит.
President George Washington. Monsieur Johann van Woonler.
Прикольно, что к концу игры, ну как бы еще не концовка, еще 6 часов как минимум, открывается все. То есть в первой части были ограничения одни, во второй другие, третьи кто-то какие-то. А сейчас такое гулять где хочешь. Значит, он не молится, значит, он не молится, значит, он где-то живет. Да? А ест он, значит, внизу. равно на коридорной, да, есть варианты развития событий. Ну, зашел бы, была бы у меня рука. По идее, конечно, лучше с рукой. Скорее всего, драться не получится. Что-то такое. Скорее всего, будет это жестко влиять на сюжет. Но он, скорее всего, будет жестко влиять на сюжет только. Где они все? Кто-нибудь знает, где? Такие есть ограничения. Так, ладно, давайте поднимемся все-таки наверх.
Monsieur Napoleon Bonaparte. Dear Monsieur... All right. I've retrieved everything.
Неожиданно я здесь уже был, да? Неожиданно Бонапарта нельзя взять.
Pardon me, monsieur, but I have work to do.
Monsieur Johann van Wunde. It seems like he isn't here.
Похоже, здесь его нет.
A chest locked with a 4-letter code. Surely a word close to the owner's heart. Golden elixir. What a mess. Looks like Volner was interrupted. Looks a lot like straw, and he's drawn something in a hurry on this sheet. I get the feeling that I've seen that somewhere before.
Я где-то видел эти знаки. Я видел эти знаки в названии этой игры.
I've seen occult inscriptions like this before. They're not very common. As a matter of fact, I've only seen them once before, around the Lock of Al-Azif. Straw on his desk, as if to protect something fragile. Yes, someone must have packed something away here. table of alchemical symbols. Someone circled the zinc symbol.
Цинк. Обожали сюда,
A chemistry set. That's not surprising coming from von Wollner. So, let's see what Wollner has in his bookcase. Ah, damn it. Most of these works are in German. I don't understand a thing. Well, except for this one. It looks like Latin. Longini militis fabulum. Longini? Ah, what have we here? It looks like a kind of biography on Longinus the Centurion. Truly, Wollner has done everything he can to get information about that lance. I'd better keep this one, though.
Richet?
Damn, that's all I need. Maybe he knows something about the lance.
What happened? You've lost. Ah, how horrible. Your hand.
It's an accident. To tell you the truth,
An accident? Are you joking? You have lost your hand, Louis. We've got to do something.
It's been done. I've been given treatment, rest assured. I admit that I didn't truly realize the consequences of my recklessness. So just stay calm.
Yes, of course. But Louis, it's your hand.
I know. Please, look, there's nothing I can do about it. I know, I made a mistake, but it's too late now. It was an accident. I only wanted to inspect the place to find my mother and, well, I fell into a trap. The result is appalling, I grant you that, but at least I can guarantee that we're all perfectly safe here on this island.
And you joke about it? Am I dreaming?
No, sir, but let's be realistic. So many world leaders brought together in one place, and there are no safeguards? The error indeed stems from my recklessness. I went looking here and there in search of my mother, and I had an accident. It's my own fault.
Fine. We will drop this incident. Why are you here? What are you doing in my room?
Так, подождите. Неизвестно. Прикольно. Так. Предметы.
Sir, perfect timing. I was looking for you.
You were looking for me? Well, here I am. What can I do for you?
I was wondering if you might help me.
You're the one looking for the lance.
No,
Don't take me for a fool. You are looking for the holy lances.
I'm not looking for the lances of Longinus von Wollner. I'm looking for the lance of Longinus. The one that pierced Christ's side.
You are playing with fire.
Don't take it the wrong way. I'll leave you all the copies. Don't worry about that.
Good answer. What are you playing at, Richet? Mortimer's the one who has that cursed lance.
How long have you been looking for it?
Ah, I see. You want it, and so you plan to steal it from Mortimer.
For a long time. Isn't that right?
Why, you little swine! You're planning to give it to Sir Gregory. You're looking to double-cross me and Piaggi too.
What on earth is he talking about? Mr. von Wollner, would you be so kind as to calm yourself down, please? All I'm trying to do is make amends for His Eminence's errors. Sir Gregory should surround himself with better people, if you want my opinion, but Piaggi is a friend of my mother's.
What? I You want to help, Piaggi?
I just told you that's what my mother would do if she was here. I heard you in the corridor, and he seemed to be in serious trouble because of the lances. I'm only trying to help him.
Ah. All right, Louis. I thought you were trying to manipulate me. But please, excuse me. I got a little bit carried away. But you can't get ahead by staying in the shadows on a case like this. There are already several of us searching for the Lance of Longinus. And it would be smarter to pool our information.
Unfortunately, I've barely made any progress. I'm still trying to find out what the original lance really looked like.
Ah, let me reassure you, we've all been there, given the number of copies there are in existence. It also took us quite some time to discover its true shape. Many believe the central part of the head of the lance to be covered in gold, whereas, in truth, its center is made of an alloy of copper and iron.
That does make sense. In those times, a centurion wouldn't have any chance of possessing a lance made of gold.
Ah, that is the perversion of Christian idolatry. A copper lance could not have been noble enough to pierce the side of Christ.
Anyway, thank you, sir.
You're welcome, Louis. Keep me posted as to your research. We're bound to end up recovering it.
I'm counting on it. See you later. I managed to get the biography of Longinus the Centurion. Let's see what it can teach me. An interesting passage here tells me that the lance is engraved with the symbol of the first Christians, the fish.
Чтобы заглянуть в свои заметки. Так, мне нужно отыскать копье Лонгина. Верно считаю, что метью, биографию. Так, где у нас Piaggi? Где вообще все?
What can I do for you, sir? I am at your service day and night, sir.
Your Eminence, would you have a moment to spare?
Not now, Louis. Please, leave me alone.
I beg your pardon?
I want to be alone.
Very well. I'm only searching for information about the lance of Longinus, the soldier. If you could...
are not listening to me. You are playing with fire.
I see what you mean.
Louis, don't push it. Leave while you still can.
Your Eminence, are you all right? Your Eminence, are you with me? Can you turn around, please?
What do you want to know about the Holy Lance, Louis?
Your Eminence, turn around.
This is the weapon used by a Roman centurion on the very day Christ was nailed to the cross.
Look at me.
Longinus thrust his lance in the right side of Jesus.
Please.
As you wish.
His nose is bleeding.
So, you are looking for the Holy Lance of Longinus, are you?
Exactly.
Frank and direct. I like that. Thank you for not trying to be sly. You are looking for the lance. You should know, you are not the only one. Lord Mortimer has spent a good part of his life and his fortune trying to find it. Never will he let you have it. But tell me, before going any further, have you spoken to anyone else about this?
Well, I spoke to Mr. von Wollner about it. Why?
Because you are endangering all those who know anything about this lance, Louis. Anyone else?
Briefly with President Washington.
What does he know exactly?
Absolutely nothing. He advised me to speak to Mr. von Wollner.
Very well. Is that all?
Yes, my mother knows about it.
Of course, Sarah. Who else?
No one else.
What are you going to use the lance for, exactly?
If I told you why I needed this lance, you would never believe it.
Trust me, you can tell me anything.
It's our only chance to vanquish the demons.
Oh, my dear God, Louis. You sound just like Sarah. Do you realize you are following the same path, step by step? Sarah also started by imagining things. She, too, spoke of demons, I am told. She could no longer speak to anyone, and saw a hidden monster in every guest, lurking in the shadows, ready to devour her. You must let us help you. Louis, I thank you for your sincerity. I shall answer you about Longinus. You deserve to be told. His spear-headed lance did indeed pierce the side of the Messiah. His blood gushed out, covering the head of the lance. It was covered in the blood of Christ.
Thank you. Thank you, Your Eminence.
You are welcome. Be careful, Louis. You are on a perilous path. Don't follow Sarah's demons, my boy. Don't delve too deeply into her delusions, or you won't be able to come back. The demons that she is frantically trying to drive away are in her own mind. Take good care of yourself. God keep you.
А что еще-то надо? По идее уже все понятно.
Chronicles of the Amber Princes. As I recall, Dorkin was my favorite character.
Хроники Амбера, железный. А ну на.
Christ Crucified by Velasquez. Look, someone's left a note there. Reserved for the Duke of Alcudia. Allegory regarding the Declaration of the Rights of Men. That's the least you could say.
Atrus, the Miller brothers. Mother expressly forbade me from reading it.
Надеюсь, он ко мне навернется.
Duke Manuel Godoy.
Годой, по-моему, все есть.
Monseigneur, His Eminence Cardinal Piaggi. The Cardinal's not in his room. I bet he went back to stuffing himself.
Let's have a look at his personal papers. Of course, it's in Latin, the language of the church. All those hours of learning Latin declensions are going to pay off in the end. Mother will be proud.
Now this could be interesting. Let's say a sancte.
Various representation criteria, of which are shown the most common throughout the centuries, and in different forms. If Piaggi's notes are anything to go by, the weapon I'm looking for is shaped like a tapered spear. That should help me identify it.
The Cardinal's not in his room. I bet he went back to stuffing himself.
Last Judgment. Why do I always get the most terrifying room? Great. Honey.
Блин, наверное, этого не вскрыл замок. Там по-любому что-то интересное есть. А он уже там тусуется.
President George Washington.
Monsieur Johann van Vulner. Dante's Paradise. Raise your head and be reassured, for what comes up here from the mortal world must ripen in our rays.
Все уже, все что надо есть уже. Пытаемся вынос.
Chronicles of the Amber Princess. As I recall, Dorkin was my favorite character. Golden elixir. The Bible must mean the lance which finally took the life of Christ. The Gospel of St. John is the most detailed on the subject of the crucifixion. When they came to Jesus and saw that he was dead already, they broke not his legs, but one of the soldiers with a shimmering lance pierced his side, and forthwith there came out blood and water. And he that saw it bore witness, and his record is true, and he knoweth that he saith true, that ye might believe. A shimmering lance? What is this telling me? The medieval Hermetic traditions evoke the idea of using noble materials for relics, which the monasteries often made themselves in order to attract pilgrims. Of course, they had to inspire greatness. So here, we might think of gold, whereas a centurion could not have hoped for anything better than copper at the time. The true lance would not have been a luxurious weapon. The name of the Roman soldier who killed Christ never appears in the biblical canon. Yet, it is said that he was a centurion and was called Longinus.
3 элемента потратил на то, что в принципе и так все знали. Похож на клин. Там он говорит как рогатина. Описание собой. Что рыба, это понятно. Как рогатина. Так же как рогатина.
I can see this lance has a spear shape, it is copper rimmed, and it has been engraved with the symbol of the Christian fish on the tip. I must be sure of my choice. I cannot get it wrong. Am I absolutely sure this is the one to take? This lance has a leaf shape. It is copper rimmed. The symbol of the Christian fish is engraved on the tip.
Из копья же было сказано, что наконечник копья похож на клин. Похож на клин. Что означает? Похож на клин. Выглядит как клин. Я склоняюсь к вот этому выбору. Давайте посмотрим.
We can see that this lance has a leaf shape, and, well, it's in gold. I can see that a crucifix is engraved on the tip, just barely visible. Well, here we can see this lance has a leaf shape, is gold rimmed, and a fish is engraved on the tip.
Надо потом как-то окольными путями свалить. Скорее всего не получится. И скорее всего наконечник не здесь находится. Логично.
I can see that this spear has a so-called leaf shape. It is copper rimmed. I can see the tip is engraved with the symbol of the Eye of Ra. I can see this lance has a spear shape, it is copper rimmed, and it has been engraved with the symbol of the Christian fish on the tip. I must be sure of my choice. I cannot get it wrong. Am I absolutely sure this is the one to take?
Выбрали копье судьбы. Но не факт, что правильно. Сколько мы уже играем? Здорово, Миха. Сейчас погромче сделаю. Так лучше? Как слышно, прием. Ну вот, хорошо. Да, микрофон обновил. Получается. Вот, и теперь надо его настроить нормально. Но все, руки не доходят. Я не нашел все дупликаты копья Лонгина. Я не нашел часть подсказок. Да, не пофиг вообще. Да хорошо-то хорошо, просто щелканье сейчас все слышно.
I'm already pressed for time as it is. Mother's waiting for me on the wharf.
А мне нечего изучать. Короче, они сгорят опять. Надо искать лучше книги. Так. Здесь мы выйдем.
The rich sticking your nose everywhere again.
Wow, what's the matter with him? Excuse me, monsieur, I don't follow you.
I haven't come all this way just to fail so close to the goal.
Why? What are you talking about?
I am talking about what you are doing. This conference is going to boost my career. There is no question of me letting you ruin everything. I just surprised Piaget and Volner talking. You are about to rob Mortimer. Give me what you took from him, immediately.
Let's keep calm, please. I don't know what you're talking about. I'll have to cut this short, quick. Look, I don't know what you're going on about, and I don't have time for this right now.
Don't bank on getting rid of me so easily, de Richet. Where have you been?
Did Lord Mortimer tell you you could trust me?
Yes, but...
So, I'm working for him right now, and you're wasting my time with your questions. Look, if he hasn't taken you into his confidence, then you shouldn't know yet.
I'll soon figure out what you are up to. And I am convinced that you have indeed robbed Mortimer. The game is up. Give me what you took from him.
You know, this is becoming an obsession with you.
Show me what you are carrying, or I will call the servants.
Very well. Fair is fair. You've exposed me. Here, this is what I took from him. Look, I'm sorry. I acted on a bizarre impulse.
I don't know either, and frankly, you have disappointed me. That said, it is not as bad as I thought it would be. Right. We'll leave it there. I'm glad that things have been cleared up.
So, are we finished here?
Indeed we are. I shall leave you.
That's right. Go play somewhere else. See you later, monsieur.
Хорошо, что я ему не врезал.
Come on. I have to hurry up and join my mother at the wharf now.
Уже рекорд, нас 5 смотрят. Вообще здорово. Так, назад. Там же нас кричало. А, не, нифига. Короче, пофигу как. Выход здесь. Да ну нафиг. Опять коридорная хрень. Все заблокировано. Идти в одном направлении. А картинка мишень лагает, нет? Мне, например, на планшете лагает. Не очень хорошо. Так. P5 же уже улетел, походу. Нам надо вон туда вот. Что это, из-за мака, что ли? Теперь я понял, откуда 5-й.
Ah, Louis. Perfect timing.
As luck would have it.
Come, my boy. I would like to have a word with you.
А я не хочу. Нифига их сколько.
Come closer, Louis.
Ну, поближе. Ну, ничего. Не понял. Ну и чё? Походу какой-то лаг словили.
Excuse me, monsieur. Lord Mortimer is asking for you.
И чё? И что дальше делать? И что теперь делать мы будем?
Excuse me, monsieur. We cannot let you pass. Excuse me, monsieur. We cannot let you pass. Excuse me, monsieur. Lord Mortimer is asking for you.
Так, ну давайте перезапустим. Мне не сложно. Так. Вот, походу, и поиграли мы в консоль. Зашибись. Так. Блин, и что делать? Перезагрузка не помогла. Ну а что делать-то?
I'm already pressed for time as it is. Mother's waiting for me on the wharf.
Попробуем еще разок.
de Richer, sticking your nose everywhere again.
Wow, what's the matter with him? Excuse me, monsieur, I don't follow you.
I haven't come all this way just to fail so close to the goal.
Why? What are you talking about?
I am talking about what you are doing. This conference is going to boost my career. There is no question of me letting you ruin everything. I just surprised Piaget and Volner talking. You are about to rob Mortimer! Give me what you took from him, immediately!
Let's keep calm, please. I don't know what you're talking about. I'll have to cut this short quick. Look, I don't know what you're going on about, and I don't have time for this right now.
Don't bank on getting rid of me so easily, de Richer. Where have you been?
Did Lord Mortimer tell you you could trust me?
Yes, but...
So, I'm working for him right now, and you're wasting my time with your questions. Look, if he hasn't taken you into his confidence, then you shouldn't know yet.
I'll soon figure out what you are up to. And I am convinced that you have indeed robbed Mortimer. The game is up. Give me what you took from him.
You know, this is becoming an obsession with you.
Show me what you are carrying, or I will call the servants.
Very well. Fair is fair. You've exposed me. Here, this is what I took from him. Look, I'm sorry. I acted on a bizarre impulse.
I don't know either, and frankly, you have disappointed me. That said, it is not as bad as I thought it would be. Right. We'll leave it there. I'm glad that things have been cleared up.
So, are we finished here?
Indeed we are. I shall leave you.
That's right. Go play somewhere else. See you later, monsieur. Come on. I have to hurry up and join my mother at the wharf now.
Success. Здесь у нас не получится пройти. Че, в сафари подеяло стоит какая-нибудь вместо этого? Углосовского этого HTML, или как он там называется? Так, теперь не торопимся.
Louis. Perfect timing.
As luck would have it.
Come, my boy. I would like to have a word with you. Come closer, please. It's time we had a little chat. I wanted you... Oh, no, your hand. Damn it, no. So that's it. She's prepared to use you.
What do you mean?
It wasn't enough for her to lose her hand. She had to make you lose yours, too. I cannot permit this to continue. Louis, it's time you found out the truth. I've been observing you since you arrived. I see you running all over the grounds in search of Sarah. I would like to prevent her from leading you even further down the wrong road.
The wrong road?
Louis, Sarah has made her own choices of her own free will, and I would like for you to have the same chance. You see, Sarah and I have known each other for a very long time, Louis. I am aware of her theory. About me, about Gregory, about the demons. She's right. Look at me. I have inhabited this body since 1191. For the last 602 years, I have been this dear William Mortimer.
You're the devil incarnate.
The devil? I'm not saying that all Judeo-Christian folklore hasn't served us, but the truth is, of course, something quite different. Please, don't look at us through the primitive prism of religions. I am not hiding any horns or goat's feet, Louis. I have no tail.
Why do you bring up folklore? You mean that you've taken advantage of people's beliefs?
No, not exactly. I mean that we in fact created them from scratch. It is amazing to see how mankind has such a strong need to believe in something superior to itself. It was very instructive for what was to come.
Lucifer, the fallen archangel, left heaven accompanied by 133,306,668 angels. Is it true that there are that many of you?
No, I assure you, Louis. Forget your Bible class. It's ridiculous. We are not angels. We don't have wings. There is certainly nowhere near 1 million of us. And for that matter, no sacred human text represents us correctly. There are several families, and the family to which I belong has 8 siblings, including Gregory and myself.
Sir Gregory is your brother?
Yes, what can I say? You can't choose your family. But it is very difficult to know exactly how many of us there are, because a large number of our kind remain hidden, or never reveal themselves even to us.
You've been Mortimer for 600 years? How long have the demons been among mankind?
Oh, I don't think I'd be lying if I said that we have always been here.
And you truly have the power to manipulate the thoughts of men.
That's right. Every demon has the capacity to infiltrate the minds of men and to read and steer their thoughts.
Короче, те сны, которые он видел в предыдущих частях, это, скорее всего, либо Грегори, либо Мортимер, походу, закидывал.
Can you tell me more about your capacities, your supernatural powers?
Supernatural? From my point of view, they are perfectly natural. Well, Louis, just because the monkey does not fly doesn't mean that we should consider the bird a supernatural creature. We are all part of a grand design. We are simply made like this. By developing our art, we are able to read thoughts as well as write in the minds of men. It is possible for us to make them bow to our desire, but it doesn't work without leaving some scars.
And what do you do with this power?
We help them, of course.
And how is it you help men exactly?
Let's just say that without us, man would probably never have left his cave. Fire, the wheel, tools, writing. We are the spark that inspires man to search, to grow, to evolve.
Continue.
Louis, it's time you opened your eyes. Come, you'll soon see.
After you.
Я и говорю, там это все HTML5 виноват.
If you could manipulate us mentally, what's the point of all the theatrics of the conference?
You must suspect that we asked ourselves that very same question. For many centuries, we didn't organize any conferences, and most of the time, it ended in civil war between demons. Many of us were killed during this period. The idea of organizing conferences was the answer to everything, the interest being to erect some rules among ourselves. Our family first divided up all the principal countries of the world. Now, whenever one of us wanted to propose a major change between these countries, they summon the demon in question and initiate a conference. The demon that initiates the proposition doesn't have to give notification of the subject of the conference beforehand. Consequently, we participate along with our best assets. Once the humans are brought together, the conference begins, but we are forbidden to use our talents to influence the participants. The first meeting is held in order to expose the subject to all the participants, followed by several days of reflection, during which we are allowed to be persuasive but not to impose our will. A second meeting closes the conference with a final vote.
So, for you it's a game, isn't it?
I understand your remark, but after living several centuries, you stand back and enjoy what reflection and pleasure you can.
So, von Borchert, he was looking for the Al-Azif for you.
Exactly. Al-Azif has always belonged to my family, Louis. And with good reason. My father wrote much of it. Can you tell me what you've done with...
What? You mean the Al-Azif?
No, I already know that. Sarah came here with it and got rid of it. I was thinking of von Borchert. He isn't essential, but he is a trusted person.
He's a prisoner at our headquarters in Paris.
All right.
Did what happened to Elizabeth Adams have anything to do with you?
Unfortunately, the poor girl became an issue between us, in spite of herself. A family of demons is still a family, and as in all families, there are disputes. Elizabeth's family, the Adams, has always been under the patriarchal control of my father. As he and myself are not really on very good terms, sending poor Elizabeth here was terribly rude of him, really.
You did accept, though?
No, I would say rather I was presented with a fait accompli by Gregory and went along with the intention of helping her. But this is my castle, and everyone is the master of their own home.
It was you who killed her.
The child was already condemned, Louis. My father would never have let her be. I had to pass inside her mind and, yes, make her take her own life. Trapped between the unyielding control of my father and your mother's terrible treatments, I wouldn't wish a life like that on anyone. Would you?
So neither my mother nor Peru were ever guilty. You just gave me the runaround with that whole investigation.
Now don't take it the wrong way. I was obliged to keep up appearances so that Gregory wouldn't suspect me. And it enabled me to size you up, Louis. I hope I've answered all your questions, Louis. Come, I've something to show you.
There is one question that remains to be answered. Why me? Why tell me all of this?
Oh, haven't you guessed yet?
I've got an idea, but it might seem stupid.
Trust me.
Am I one? I mean, am I a demon?
Would you like that?
No, I don't think so. I'm just a man, and that's fine with me.
Look, we are of the gods, Louis. Always have been. You, as much as me, you are one of us, Louis. You too are a demon.
Are you serious?
You know it. Deep down inside, you know I am telling you the truth. Where do you think that natural, charismatic presence comes from? Your talent must already have manifested itself somehow. Have you ever had any visions?
No. Stop it. It's absurd.
Have you never found yourself suddenly inside someone else's body without knowing why?
No.
Whilst asleep, maybe? That's how it often happens the first time. Your spirit wanders unconsciously.
My mother can't have lied to me about that.
It's true. Your real mother would never have lied to you.
What do you mean?
Louis, I would rather you found this out from her own lips, but it's important that you know. Sarah is not your mother.
What?
I'm sorry you had to find out this way, Louis. But you must know the truth before you commit an irreparable act.
No, no, it's not possible.
You are my son.
Я твой отец.
Not too shaken up. You've experienced many significant events since your arrival.
You can say that again.
For now, I think you ought to find Sarah, my son. You ought to talk things over with her.
So she's been lying to me all along?
Let her justify herself. What's done is done. Sarah must explain herself. You must clear the air. We'll have all the time we need to talk afterwards. But all in good time. Before you join her, I'd like to give you something. As a demon, I would like to introduce you to your first talent.
What do you mean?
Open your mind, my son. Relax. You hold immense power. It's already there inside you. Empty your mind of all thoughts. Just let me show you the way.
I should relax.
Open your mind. Hear my voice. Feel the vibrations and listen to what has been happening to you deep inside, but which you have been concealing. Trust yourself. It's all already in there.
I can hear something.
Now breathe.
It's a sound, very faint.
That's right. Concentrate on it. My voice is growing fainter, but I am here.
Whispers, words, mixed voices.
Focus on one of them. Don't be afraid.
I sense a stream. Some words are clear, but not all of them.
Let them enter into your mind.
I hear them. Now I can hear a clear voice.
Well done, Louis. Congratulations.
What was it?
You are now able to read people's minds.
What?
You heard me. From now on, whenever a human speaks to you, you will be able to read their current thoughts. So, if you need to know something in particular from someone, all you have to do is make them think about it.
But I'd be violating their minds, wouldn't I?
No, nothing of the sort. You won't really be penetrating their psyches. Let's just say you'll be picking up residual signals emitted by their thoughts. It isn't intrusive at all, rest assured. There are also a few rules you need to know that govern this talent when used between ourselves. You can read the thoughts of demons as well as of humans. But be careful. A demon more experienced than yourself will know that you are spying and will often react quite violently. It's considered bad form to play around the psyche of another demon. It's a question of courtesy. But let's be clear. What is most considered bad form is getting caught. So I would advise against trying to read the thoughts of Gregory, for example.
Home?
Yes, the old grump is touchy and rather a stickler about the conventions. On that note, go and see Sarah, Louis. Otherwise, she might leave without you. We'll continue this discussion later if you want. Just join me in my study when you've finished.
Почитаем его мысли.
Let's see what Mortimer's thinking about.
He is thinking he might not have been clear enough with you. When I told you not to try to read into Gregory or her experienced demons, it also applied to me, of course.
You can hear me think?
Of course I can. I can sense you. For the moment, your mind shines like 1,000 lights because you haven't yet mastered the art of concealment from the psyches of others. So, I give you a weapon, and the first thing you do is try to shoot me with it? If my intentions were evil, you would already be at my mercy. So be very careful on whom you use the talent.
All right. Please excuse me.
And don't ever apologize, my son. You are far above that from now on. Now go. One more thing. If you want to know the truth about your birth, Ask her about Paris, 1763, at 12 Rue des Martyrs. That's where she disemboweled your mother to steal you from me.
По законам Lucasfilm, Эмили, которая была в третьем эпизоде.
It's not that I regret all these discussions, but I must hurry to the wharf.
Бред. Наконец-то я могу обыскать это место. Boy.
You shot her in cold blood.
What is at stake here far outweighs our personal interests. I should...
Personal interests? I'm talking about my sister's life. She was my other half.
Calm down, Emily. Calm down.
Louis, don't come near me.
I warned you what would happen if I found her.
Неизвестно.
Emily, you know full well that it wasn't Sarah who killed Emma.
If it weren't for her, none of this would have happened.
Maybe, but you can't accuse her of this murder. You're the one who fired Emily.
Shut
Louis! You had better choose your words a little more carefully, don't you think? Duchess, I am sorry for what happened. I didn't have any choice.
Ah, you! Shut your mouth! You had the choice, all right. You use people according to your own desires, without any scruples.
Excuse me, Duchess, but we're in the same line of business.
Shut it!
And as for Emma, she knew only too well.
No, Emily, look at me. Emily?
What did you say?
Emily, no. If she has to die, it will be by my hand. That bitch lied to me all my life, Emily.
Louis!
Shut up! You lied to me!
What are you talking about?
If she has to die, I'm the one who's gonna do it.
Louis, no! What did he tell you?
But why did Sarah betray Emma? Why?
Your sister was supposed to hide something, and no one was supposed to have been able to find it.
And she would never have talked, even under torture. So why get rid of her?
Unfortunately, Emily, the creatures who live here employ methods that no one can resist.
I was going to get her out of there, for God's sake. So what are you talking about? Don't tell me Emma died because of that book. I have to know. Anything but that damn book.
Emily, all I ask is that you let me tell the truth, but you'll never believe me.
You leave me no choice. I'm going to kill her, Louis. I understand you are trying to protect her, Louis, but it's a lost cause. Don't move!
Louis, remember in Paris.
Oh no, not again. No, Mother, wait! No, no, no! Come on, Mother. Hang in there. You're gonna pull through. Save your strength. I'm getting you out of here.
It's too late. Don't trust him. I'm proud of you, my son.
No! Mother! No!
Надо было книгу делать, выбирать. С Мануэлем Годоем надо было еще пообщаться.
Rational and open. I spent my whole life swimming in lies.
Emily, what a waste. I feel like I know nothing. That I have to learn everything all over again. I'm a demon. I age more slowly. I can mentally manipulate people. I don't even know if it's a good thing or a curse.
No, this is an advantage. I could get used to this pretty quickly, I think.
Damn it, what a mess. Come on, man up, Louis. I'm still the same old me. Demon or not, I'm still in charge of my actions. And this father, I know nothing about. Yes, I've still got a lot to learn. It's enough to drive you crazy. Everything I believed in, nothing holds true anymore. Pull yourself together, man. I need to find some answers. There's no way of being alone for a minute.
Кто стучится, дверь ко мне. Валить вообще отсюда. Сколько этих коллекционных монет
Sir Gregory?
Good day, Louis. I think it would be good to talk. How are you feeling?
I don't know.
I understand. I heard that William spoke to you at last about our nature and our family. It's a good thing, but you must be a bit shaken up.
That's the least you can say.
I bid you welcome among us, Louis. Knowing William, he probably didn't go into any detail about our family, so if you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask.
Is there a head of the family?
You'll see. You'll meet them all, of course. when you are ready. They created us and set out the rules, especially our father. As for our mother, she retired from the political stage. We don't see her much anymore. I think that all these questions simply bore her.
What's Lord Mortimer's problem?
I think he allows himself to be devoured by a need for recognition.
Has he always been like that?
More or less, but thinking about it, I believe that the birth of our latest sibling greatly accentuated his discomfort.
Do you think he's jealous?
I didn't realize you were so good at behavioral analysis. Indeed, William certainly is prone to jealousy. Finding one's place, notably in the eyes of our father, is not easy, and we each do what we can to succeed. But I can't justify this perpetual rebellion against our rules.
How many of us are there in the family?
We are 8 brothers and sisters.
What do you mean by brothers and sisters if we can change bodies?
You reason with logic. We have retained the human habit. When we first come into this world, we retain a certain attachment to our first envelope. If we are born as a man, we are brothers. If we are born as a woman, we are sisters. But I must admit, it has absolutely no real importance. They're just bodies.
Well, tell me then, are there any other families like ours?
There are officially 7, but we're the oldest and therefore the most powerful.
I see. There is still much to learn.
Yes, it's true. You've got some catching up to do, my boy. One thing you must understand, regarding any disagreements that might arise between William and myself, is his position with regard to mankind.
What do you mean?
Well, for centuries we've been trying to help, and therefore preserve humanity. Monarchies are simple and practical. They enable us to inspire humanity efficiently, and I can't understand why William wants to replace them with democracy.
Интересно, кто это был быть? Ну да ладно, продолжим.
But if your intention is not to dominate the human race, why not let them be master of their own destinies?
I perfectly understand this type of reaction from you, less from William. The main thing you're lacking is time. Man is transient. And one of his particularities is that he does not learn from the errors of his peers. He uses up an incredible amount of energy building and destroying whatever he himself has put into place. If we weren't here to help them, guide them, I sincerely believe that humanity would have become extinct by now. On the other hand, we are eternal, Louis. When we plan ahead, we do it for the long term.
Yes, I understand, but that's more like tyranny, isn't it?
Well, it's all a question of your point of view. From man's point of view, I can understand how he would have that impression, if ever he found out. But don't forget your true nature. From the demon's point of view, in other words, ours, letting man do as he thinks fit would equate to letting him race to his own demise.
But what about man's freedom to choose?
That is man's worst enemy, Louis. Imagine a creature that dies without reaching the age of adulthood. It remains a child. We have to help him, otherwise he will put himself in danger. It has taken centuries for our family to establish relative peace between demons. Thanks to this policy, we have been able to decide everything by confining the other families to subordinate roles. And now William is obsessed with disrupting everything.
Peace between demons? What do you mean?
I'm not talking about conflicts within our family. If that was all there was, everything would be fine. But several other families, younger but nonetheless powerful, are trying to upset the balance. At present, we dominate most of the major countries around the globe. But some families are pushing, via less influential countries, to gain ground. Do you understand?
As best I can, yes.
When the time comes, you must take up a position on the political chessboard. I only hope your father doesn't take you down with him.
Are you offering me an alliance?
Louis, I do not believe that just because your father is mistaken, all is lost for you. You owe William nothing, so there's nothing obliging you to support him. I want you to make an informed choice. Now go and see your father, see what he has to say, and then think it over very carefully.
That's exactly what I intended to do. Thank you, Uncle.
Don't mention it. If I've been able to help you in any way, go now.
То есть руку нормально, да, что...
Monseigneur, His Eminence Cardinal Piaggi.
Так, мы не поговорили с Годоем. Может, сейчас нам можно будет поговорить с Годоем.
President George Washington. Portrait of George Washington. Carmelite water. They say that if you drink this, it gives you a real boost.
His Holiness awaits my report. I haven't the time. I haven't the time.
Monsieur Johann van Volner.
Теперь можем попробовать скрыть замок.
The alchemist is a young man.
signs of the zodiac. Carmelite water. They say that if you drink this, it gives you a real boost. Amber crystals. The alchemist is an old man.
Devil's thorn. I'll keep it.
Golden elixir. A chest locked with a 4-letter code. Surely a word close to the owner's heart.
Look, a blotter. And apparently it's been used recently. I wonder what Volner was going to write. It's smudged. It's not all legible. I can make out the signature, though, and leave as if planned. It's illegible. Let's see if I can find a solution in Volner's things here. Given his interest in alchemy, I wouldn't be surprised if I found something that revealed what's written somewhere in his room. A chemistry set. That's not surprising coming from von Volner. I should find something to help reveal the traces of ink on the blotter.
Что это может быть вообще?
Mother taught me a thing or two on the subject, and this name reminds me of something. Let's just see how good my memory is. Damn! It's diluted the ink. Now it's illegible. Right. It's not my lucky day.
Так. Не мой lucky day. Не мой. Не мой lucky day. Готовы пообщаться, где бы он ни был.
Sur Jacques Perru.
Он же застрелил себя.
Dear Monsieur. All right. I've retrieved everything.
Он же себя застрелил.
Dear friend, please.
Странная ситуация.
The Massacre of the Innocents, but by Van Harlem. I think that Mortimer likes to play mind games with his guests.
Видать, если бы он не застрелился,
Monsieur Napoléon Bonaparte.
с ним бы можно было еще поговорить. А так, если он застрелился, он просто сидит. Уж, конечно, ну, блин, ну.
Duchess Emily Hillsborough. Emily, can I come in?
No, it's not a good time. Not right now. Leave me alone.
I can tell from your voice that there's something wrong. Let me in. We have to talk, Emily.
I said no, goddamn you.
Что-то случилось. Его мать она убила. Что же могло случиться?
You've been drinking. Why aren't I surprised? Do you think you'll find the solution in alcohol?
Get out of here, Louis. I told you not to come in.
First your sister, now my mother? How far will your anger go?
Do you really think I'm not suffering? You know nothing. You understand nothing.
On the contrary, everything that goes on in here is much bigger than you and me. You made your choices and now you're going to have to take responsibility for them.
I know you're telling the truth about Mortimer and Home. I know they are demons.
That's not all.
Go on.
I'm one of them, Emily. I'm a demon too.
I know.
But how?
Sir Gregory stopped by to tell me. He wanted to bid me a welcome.
I don't understand.
Welcome to the family.
You're his daughter?
Mortimer's daughter, Louis.
That makes you my sister?
Yes. Just the thought of the night when I suggested that we... I feel so ashamed, Louis. And that means Emma is your sister too.
Okay.
Shit. I spent the night with my own sister?
I was attracted to you from the moment we first spoke on the boat. And now I understand why. Do you realize what that means? I'm a monster.
And I am one as well. When I think of my feelings for you, that feeling, it hurts all of a sudden. She's there. I can feel her inside me. She's trying to read my thoughts. Emily, don't do that. Get out of my mind, please. Let me remind you that it's forbidden between demons.
I'm sorry, Louis. I didn't want to.
I have a sister.
It's very strange for me too. A sister for a brother.
Yes.
Yes. I must get some rest. I must ask you to leave me now.
All right, but don't finish that bottle.
Don't start now. I would like to get some sleep.
I'll be leaving you then. Thank you, Emily.
Dear E.
Я прикалывался над Лукасфилма, оказалось, что это правда.
A letter from William Pitt the Elder, Queen Charlotte. All the royal family of England is there from what I can tell. A letter from William Pitt the Younger, addressed to Emily. He's the present Prime Minister of the United Kingdom. Emily has indeed some powerful backers. Madam.
Понял. В этой комнате нельзя сделать скриншот, что ли? Блин, где эта комната с Годоем, с этим?
Duke Manuel Godoy.
Нет, значит нельзя пообщаться с Годоем, и мы пошли наверх. Я как понимаю, нам осталось всего ничего, потому что в этом эпизоде 3 части. Мы, как я понял, уже прошли 2, это 3-я часть. И я не думаю, что она прям затянется. Хотя, кто знает. Обидно, что матушку убили, конечно. Надо было все-таки выбрать с книгой вариант.
Devil's Thorn.
Dante's Purgatory. Why does your mind presume to flight when you're still like the imperfect grub, the worm before it's attained its final form? Charming.
Louis, I was sure you would stay. I'm proud of you. You have made the right choice. Now you are definitively free from your sister's lies, and from her in the process. I respect that.
Given what she did to me, she deserved nothing less. And, apparently, I'm not the only one. I'd rather not talk about it.
I understand.
Why didn't you tell me the truth about her?
I thought that might be too many truths to absorb at one time. I intended to tell you afterwards. You were in a hurry, so I made a decision. You've been able to understand and choose for yourself. How do you feel?
Hard to say. Confused about everything? I have to admit, it's been a lot to take in such a short amount of time.
What could be more normal? It may have been a bit brutal, but you've just grown up in a very short space of time. From now on, you can influence your own future. I will guide you. We've all the time we need.
You're not the first to make me that offer.
What do you mean by that?
Your brother, Sir Gregory.
Gregory. Why am I not even surprised? What did he say?
I've been given to understand that you have a difficult relationship with your father. Isn't that right?
Let's just say we don't see things the same way. I ended up finding out that there's a world outside the rules he has imposed on us.
It seems you find yourself in the same position that you've placed men. You were told what to do, what to think, and you found it unbearable. Imagine if humanity finds out you secretly direct them. How do you think they'd react?
Your analogy is not without substance. But that's where it ends. Man's main flaw is his willingness to forget and to make the same errors time and again. He can't help it. He is mortal. I don't impose anything on anyone. I'm just following my own path.
But where does it lead?
I suppose I should explain. For centuries now, demons have emerged in and around great leaders all over the world. But like true tyrants, they have governed with an iron fist in a studded glove.
That's the impression I get.
But you see, people's discontent is increasing, and they are too high up to hear it. They take themselves for gods. Sooner or later, the people will turn against us, just as they have in the past. Each time it's happened, many of us have died. We must master the humans, yes, but gently. And the best way of doing that is by allowing them a free choice, Louis.
You really are trying to liberate men.
Of course not entirely, no. It is easier to keep control over people who slumber than people who are oppressed. A man with nothing to lose is a dangerous man. Whereas if you give him a roof, food, and entertainment, he will do whatever you want. The best way of getting them to achieve something is to make them think it was their idea. For that, they have to feel as if they are free.
Hang on. What do you mean?
Look at the United States. From the start, I introduced an idea that will change everything. The idea that everything is possible. Everyone can become someone. Is there anything more beautiful?
You mean it's not true?
Man can move mountains when he believes it is in his own interest. And what nobler cause is there than his own freedom?
Do you have any more examples?
Of course.
Talk to me about slavery.
Well, take the slave trade, for example. It's an archaic practice that simply has to stop. Today, black slaves of America work for free and in unbearable conditions. Tomorrow, if you free the blacks and offer them work along with a salary, they will bless you for it. Then, they will be integrated into the system. They will be taxable. Once they are free, they will have to work for a roof, pay taxes, and feed their families. Maybe we could take away the civil rights of prisoners, for example. In this way, we'll keep control of all those who respect the system and benefit from the others as a workforce.
And what would you propose for women?
They must be given the right to work and to vote. Look, at the moment they don't work. They take care of raising children. What a mistake. We have to get them out of the house. Make them work. In this way, not only will they become consumers, but they will also delegate the job of education to the system. We could guide humanity from a young age, Louis, don't you see? Today we are wasting too much time. What obscurantism! By harping on this concept of good and evil, guilt and redemption, look where men are now, locked up in beliefs that should no longer exist. It's time for men to rediscover themselves and to take control of their lives as they really are, without any moral judgment.
Tell me what you think about progress.
Progress is essential, Louis. It's the future.
What else?
Progress must liberate humanity from burdensome chores. Progress must replace man wherever his presence is not obligatory. It creates both the desire and the need. It will liberate women as soon as the machines are able to do all the chores in the home automatically. It will bring men together by bringing a faster means of locomotion. Look at the cultural revolution that printing brought about. But the most important of all has already been laid. The foundation stone. Freedom of speech. The First Amendment of the Constitution. There must be opponents to every project. So, above all, don't develop a one-track approach. Otherwise, man won't have enough room for expression to feel free. If man sees his chains, he will only want to break them. If we give men the feeling that they are free, I am convinced that they will exceed their limits. And it is only from that condition that humanity shall rise up.
But do you want to dominate or raise humanity higher?
I want it to advance. I want it to progress. Man is our vessel. If he progresses, then so do we. Wouldn't you like to know what we really are?
Who do you mean? Demons?
Yes, us. Our species. I've been searching for centuries, trying to find a way to explain the reason of our existence, but humanity has not yet evolved enough to make any progress on the subject. I am convinced that the sciences will bring that knowledge someday.
So, that's your objective, is it? To understand who we are? I understand your goal, but the change you propose is not really a significant one. It is merely more smoke and mirrors.
You must understand that we directly depend on men. Consequently, we have to do our utmost to help them progress and to prevent them from killing each other.
And you think that's been a success?
Humanity? It's almost always at war. And it's been this way forever.
Look, I'm not saying that the task is easy. We've all had failures. And at times we have even suffered from conflicts on our own side. I'm doing my best to improve the situation. Our family clings to its privileges and to the past. And that's how they are putting us in danger. The time has come for change. Now that you know your true nature, there are still a few things I need to teach you.
What do you mean exactly?
A new skill, and not the least, Louis. It's about taking control of a person.
I don't see how I could do that.
I shall help you the first time.
How do you do it?
It's an animal resonance. How it works is still a bit unclear even to us.
Like a wave or a sound?
That seems the most likely, yes. In my opinion, demons are capable of tuning their psychic frequency to that of others. That is why, for example, I tend to surround myself with deaf and dumb servants. The servants dressed in black. I infiltrated them. I opened a channel between them and me, and then I deprived them of speech and hearing. This way, no other demon can turn them against me.
Okay, let's not waste any more time.
I deduce that you're impatient to master what's in store for you. That is good. I thought I'd mix business with pleasure for this first time.
What do you mean by that?
The conference will come to a close shortly, as you know. Not that I'm fed up with archaic diplomacy, but it's time to ensure the success of this project. To make this happen, I would like Piaget to inform the Pope he has changed sides.
You're going to use your powers to alter the votes?
The real game is about to begin, Louis. Up till now, the guests have been sizing each other up. From now on, it's time for Gregory and myself to play, as well as you yourself. Now, here is my plan. I would like you to join His Eminence in his room.
Just play along. We'll see when the time comes. Very well. And then?
You're going to have to trust me. What we're going to do is painless for the human you are going to invade.
Invade?
Yes. You're going to enter his mind and take control. You're going to influence his actions and his psyche. Make him speak, then concentrate. You must focus on him in order to feel his thoughts. Then, while speaking, you must link with him. Once you're done, you will naturally find your way to the source and enter into his thoughts.
But what if I fail?
Trust in your instincts. You just have to let yourself go. You have the skill. Let your nature come to the fore. You'll see. If you fail, you'll be in for some light banter with His Eminence. That's all. There's nothing to be afraid of.
Very well.
Perfect. Go now. The Cardinal is in his room. You will have to write a letter to the Pope as if Piaget had written it himself. In this letter, tell the Pope that whatever happens during the conference, he must follow my propositions. But be careful. In order to protect himself from counterfeiters, the Pope had Piaget's hand tattooed with a symbol to be sure of his identity. You'll see when you're inside him. You'll understand. Once it's written up, just bring it back to me, and I'll send it off immediately.
All right. I'll take care of it.
Monsieur Jacques Perru, Monsieur Napoléon Bonaparte. Duchess Emily Hillsborough. Duke Manuel Godoy.
вообще никуда заходить нельзя, что ли?
Huh, that's me. Monseigneur, His Eminence Cardinal Piaggi.
Ah, well, Louis, what brings you back to my chambers?
May I sit down?
Of course, Louis. Don't you feel good?
Yes, but if I'm gonna pass inside you, I'd better sit myself down first. It's nothing, don't worry about it.
Well, what can I do for you?
Right. Now I need to concentrate. I wanted to speak to you, Your Eminence. I wanted to thank you for your help. I mean, for your time talking to me about the Holy Lance.
Oh, and did you find it? It's the crusade of a lifetime for some people, Louis. You are searching for another holy grail.
You're nearly there. Link into his thoughts. Does it annoy you at all?
But what on earth is he trying to get at? Why do you ask, Louis? I don't follow.
For the glory, Your Eminence. I can feel it coming. It's working.
What insolence? Why, really? I am a man of the church, Louis. May God keep me from such ambition.
Right. Let me in, Your Eminence.
Why?
I've done it. I've done it, damn it. He was right. This is just crazy. I can't believe it. Look at yourself, Louis. You better not get caught. Whoa. I still need to get used to this body. So, let's see about what Mortimer asked me.
Right. Well, it's time I got started. Let's see what I can find here to help me write that letter.
То есть выбора рассказать Пиаджи
I have
нельзя.
no means to validate my forgery, so I better take my time with it and not make any mistakes. There are 2 letters from the Pope on the desk. I should be able to get a clue or 2 by checking how well they correspond to each other. And here are 3 stamps. All are different. Right. Well, let's start writing. Lord Mortimer asked me to discredit Sir Gregory and to announce Piaggi's final vote in his favor. As an introduction, Your Holiness, thank you for your trust. It even appears that Lord Mortimer and Sir Gregory both have access to obscure, superior forces to help them reach their ends. I think the Papal States, for the sake of their own preservation, ought to condemn this practice of conferences in the future. In one of the letters, the Pope asked Piaggi to change and to stop using his personal stamp. He asked him to use the one with the Pope's motto on it. And I remember that. Flore in Domo Domini.
there's a kind of code composed of 6 letters that they always write under the dates of their correspondence. According to Mortimer, it's got something to do with Piaggi's tattoo. I guess I'll have to write one for today's date. Now, ideally, it'd be better to do it without it, but I'm going to need to be extremely clever here. Today the date is 24/01/1793.
G.
In the letters from the Pope, there are 6 letters just below the date, 2 just below the month, 4 others below the year. Piaggi's tattoo. It must be used to establish a connection between the letter of the concentric circle and the number shown in the middle. Some figures are the same in both codes, yet they correspond to different letters. The day is not translated. That must be the key to the code. Today the date is 24/01/1793.
Это 3, 1 плюс 2 это 3. Хера. Так. Не аж.
In the letters from the Pope, there are 6 letters just below the date, 2 just below the month, 4 others below the year. Piaggi's tattoo. It must be used to establish a connection between the letter of the concentric circle and the number shown in the middle. Some figures are the same in both codes, yet they correspond to different letters. The day is not translated. That must be the key to the code. Some figures are the same in both codes, yet they correspond to different letters. The day is not translated. That must be the key to the code.
Today the date is 24/01/1793.
Что это вообще такое-то?
I could pretend that the code got erased during the voyage, as if the letter arrived in really bad condition. That would be perfectly understandable given that it's traveled across the seas, right?
Your Eminence, all ready to send... What's he doing here?
Damn it. That's all I need.
Don't worry, he can't hear us.
What do you mean he can't hear us? What's going on here, Piaggi? The old goat is going to drop us. It's a lousy turncoat. Well, he'd better not tell me he just fell asleep.
Calm down now. Monsieur de Richet came to see me because he was having anxiety attacks and wanted something to help him relax. I'm afraid I've been a little heavy-handed.
You can say that again.
I was about to fetch someone to take care of him. Would you care to go?
There he is. And there he stays. It's a perfect opportunity.
What do you mean?
It's been a while now that I've been hoping for a chance to get rid of him.
No, listen, my son. This is all getting out of hand.
Hogwash! I don't trust him in the slightest.
Why not?
Can you keep a secret?
Of course, my son. Would you like to tell me under the confidentiality of confession?
Don't talk rubbish. I don't trust the little runt because he is Mortimer's son. Would you believe it?
How does he know?
Dear God, how is that possible? I am flabbergasted.
We've wasted enough time. What if he wakes up? If you don't want to get your hands dirty, just turn away and leave everything to me.
This is not a decision to be taken lightly.
You're defending him now.
What are you talking about? Of course not.
He's made you change sides, hasn't he? The slime bag. He works for Mortimer. Good thing I already tried to warn Gregory.
I'm certain that Sir Gregory would be opposed.
You know nothing. I know Sir Gregory better
That's
than...
against the rules of the conference, Monsieur von Wollner. I refuse to go against Sir Gregory.
Right.
Monsieur von Wollner, I always act in the best interest of all. I assure you.
Everyone's entitled to an opinion.
You must have lost your mind to want to take such an extreme course of action.
No one's asking you to help me do it.
You can't attack him without running the risk of jeopardizing the conference.
Even though Sir Gregory has the edge?
No, Gregory will never forgive you.
Very well, Piaggi, you win.
I refuse to let you do the first thing that comes into your head.
I don't know what the two of you are up to, but I'll find out sooner or later.
Right. Time for me to get back into my body. Right. Don't just stand there, Louis. Mortimer's waiting for you in the red salon.
Скорее всего, все двери уже закрыты, и надо спускаться в столовую. По времени мы уже и так уже почти 3 часа играем, так что мне кажется, уже ничего не сможем уже сделать. Увы, вопрос, где, блин, эти книги искать?
So, Louis, what was your first time like? Bewildering, isn't it?
Here's your letter. I have to admit, the experience was utterly amazing.
Come, tell me more.
Everything went as planned. I didn't encounter any particular difficulties.
Well done, you. On my first try, well, it took me 3 goes. But you did it. Gregory, what can I do for you?
I've just come to make sure dear Louis has all the information he needs.
Needs for what?
You are free to make your own choices, William. I would like the same for him, too.
There's nothing I want more, Gregory.
Your schemes will lead to your demise, brother. Don't involve Louis. He has nothing to do with all this. The end of the conference approaches, and this masquerade will soon be torn asunder. Don't drag him down with you in your disgrace.
Oh, ye of little faith.
On the contrary, brother, Louis has just entered the family. Give him a chance to find his place.
His place?
What place is that?
At the end of a leash, like all the others.
Don't listen to him. He's angry with our father.
And with good reason. He governs us in the same way he governs humanity. Through fear and submission.
Same old tune. When will you understand that it's necessary to impose order for things to move forward properly?
You are under his thumb and proud of it. Open your eyes, for crying out loud. His whole system has become outdated, and he's too old to see it. He will lead us to our demise.
Here he goes with another of his grand speeches. William has always been fond of staging big scenes. It's his theatrical side.
Does he have an inferiority complex?
I've told him time and time again, Louis. He always has to take it one step too far.
How dare you?
You are blind, brother. Even if the evidence bit you on the nose, you still wouldn't see it. I feel sorry for you.
Tea is drunk hot or not at all, William? When will you learn? It's too bitter. You shouldn't let it brew so long.
I knew you'd be coming along. You are so predictable.
Methodical, I would say. Things must be accomplished in the right order if we want the world to keep turning as it does.
You came here to warn me, sir.
No, to advise you.
Advise me against my father. Why?
I think you are capable of deciding for...
You haven't answered my question. Why warn me against my father? What are you afraid he will do to me?
Well, I wouldn't want him to lead you into... I don't know what absurd adventure in which...
You act as though I were in danger.
I agree with Louis, Gregory. You're trying to pass me off as a villain about to devour him.
That's not funny, William. I won't let him follow you.
You see, Louis, Gregory came here to make you change your mind. It's time for things to change. I acknowledge Father has done many good things for humanity, but his time is over, and now he must pass on the torch.
That's enough. There, Louis. That's the pathetic example your father has to offer. I really am sorry about what happened to you. You don't know our family yet. We can't have given you a very good impression, but bear in mind that we are all against William's project.
On the contrary.
If he insists on going through with it, we will have no other choice than to intervene by force. Consequently, my dear Louis, you're going to have to choose sides. I would much rather have met you in different circumstances.
There you are, Louis. See what happens when you don't follow their orders to the letter.
Louis, I'm afraid the time to decide is now. If you follow William, he will drag you down with him. If, on the other hand, you support me, I can assure you that nothing will happen to you. You won't be blamed for your father's errors.
Ah, the masks are off. I offer you liberty. He obliges you to choose, and shamelessly asks you to betray your own father. That is their true face.
Right. Before I answer, well, I'd better think it over very carefully. Do I intend to embrace my demon nature and take my place on the chessboard? Do I stay out of it and do my utmost to stop them? Or do I renounce my nature and do all I can to stay human? I was born a man. I grew up as such. Finding out that I'm a demon makes no difference. I refuse to let them manipulate humanity the way they do. They're gonna ask me to choose between them. I'll just have to go with the lesser evil of the two. But they better not count on me to keep my word. I'll bring them all down.
So? What do you choose, Louis?
I shall follow my father, Sir Gregory.
Very well. But don't say I didn't warn you.
Please, don't take offense, but I just can't turn my back on him. That said, if he turns his back on me, I won't be slow in sticking a dagger between his shoulder blades.
It's time we finished what we started, brother. The final vote of the conference over the acquisition of Louisiana will take place in a few hours. I propose you gather your troops and prepare to close the debate.
That's precisely what I was going to suggest.
Come, follow me. It's time for us to get ready.
Do you really think we have a chance of winning?
A chance? You don't know me very well, Louis. We are going to win.
But it only takes one person to vote against us, and we'll have lost.
That's true. That's why none of them will. Why? Because I have an asset that they do not.
Which is?
You.
My friends, prepare yourselves. The conference is about to resume. The time has come to lay down all our cards.
Ни развилок, ни неудач, все в успехе. Так вот надо проходить. Восемь целых очков навыка. 8. Так, эрудицию прокачаем. Прокачаем. Так, что мы еще прокачаем? Политику прокачаем. Пакет. И мы получили ачивку «Добро пожаловать в семью». Ну, что я хочу сказать про этот эпизод? Он является самым легким, хотя есть две загадки, которые я не выполнил. Это с датами и с определением в письме контекста. Но я думаю, они не особо влияют на продолжение. Посмотрим в будущем. Не забываем подписаться, поставить лайк, дизлайк, откомментировать, что понравилось, что не понравилось. Также в подсказках и по описанию будет ссылка на группу, где мы делаем распаковки с моим другом. Заходите туда, также подписываемся. Благодарю вас за активность. Следующий эпизод будет, скорее всего, пройден сразу после того, как он выйдет. Это же в моих интересах. Всем спасибо. Всем пока.